Hey everyone, it's Mr. Aaron's again. I know you guys all like my videos so much and you just always are wishing, oh, Mr. Aaron's, can you make your videos longer? But I'm going to try to keep this one short today. So sorry about that in advance, but we're going to jump right into it. Today we're going to be using a new method to compare fractions, and that is going to be comparing fractions using 1/2. Comparing fractions using 1/2. So what we're going to do here is right away I want to find some other fractions that are equivalent to 1/2. We talked about this the other day. I'll tell you what, we can find a bunch of other fractions by just figuring out every even number here. So I'm going to start by making the denominators all the even numbers. So we got 4, 6, 8, 10, and we'll go up to 12. Here we go. And to do the top, we just have to do whatever we do to the bottom, we did to the top. So I times by 2 to get to 4. So I'm going to times by 1 by 2 to get 2. 2 to 6, that's times 3. 1 times 3 is 3. To get to 8, that's times 4. 1 times 4, and so on. I'm sure you know the rest. So I have all these other fractions now that are equal to 1/2. 2/4, 3/6, 4/8, 5/10, and 6/12. Right here, I started us a little bit chart. And on this timeline, which we'd worked on the other day, I went from 0 to 1 and just drew a little picture of 1/2 in there for our own reference. So right now, we're going to look at this first example of 3/4. I want to compare this to 1/2. We're going to figure out if it's bigger or smaller than 1/2. So right away, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at our things that are equal to 1/2, and I see that we have the same denominator. We have 3/4 right here and 2/4 right there. Right away, I can tell this one pretty easily because I know that 2 is smaller than 3. 3 is bigger than 2. So I know that 3/4, if this is 2/4 right here, we said 2/4 is the same as 1/2, that 3/4 is going to be bigger. It's going to be an extra fourth. It'd be right about here, just for our own reference. It's not super important. So we know that 3/4 is bigger, greater than 1/2. Looking on to our next one here, we got 3/6. I'm going to look right up top, see our ones that are equivalent to 1/2. I got 1/2, 2/4, 3/6. Hey, that's the same one right there. We don't even have to do any work. 3/6 is equal to 1/2. Take a look at this one. We got 3/8. Let's look back at our examples here. We got 4/8 as an example. We know that 3/8 is larger than 4/8. Or, excuse me, 3/8 is smaller than 4/8 because 3 is smaller than 4. So we know this is going to be less than half. You see what I did there? 3/8 is smaller than 4/8 because 3 is smaller than 4, and they have the same denominator. It's all about getting that same denominator. Last example here, we got 2/8. This one shouldn't be too hard because we just figured out that 3/8 is smaller than 1/2. So we can do the same for 2/8. 2/8 is smaller than 4/8. We have the same denominator, and 2 is smaller than 4. So we got, once again, less than 1/2. All right, on the back side here, we need a little challenge going. I'm going to start by picking a new color. I don't know if you noticed, but I started using colors today. Oh, I hope you can see this. Looks all right. And I'm going to start by writing up our different versions of half. So we had 1/2, 2/4, 3/6, 4/8, and 5/10. We'll go up to there. All right, so we're comparing 3/10 and 4/5. Ooh, this is tough because 4/5 is not an even number that we can make into a half. But what we can do is I can make the denominators the same by timesing this by 2. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do the top. Timesing that by 2. So now I have 8/10. This is going to be pretty easy for me to see. I know that 3 is smaller than 5, so 3/10 is going to be less than 1/2. And 8/10 I know is bigger than 5/10, so that's going to be greater than 1/2. So I know that 8/10 is the bigger number here. Got one more example for us. 4/7 and 2/9. These are tough because these are odd numbers. So what I'm going to do to make them even numbers right now, I'm just going to double them. I'm going to times all this by 2. Times 2 times 2, and that gives us 8/14. And we're times this by 2 and times this by 2. That's going to give us 4/18. Now, here's what we got to think about. We got to think about what would usually be half. What would be half of 14? I know that 14 times, or divided by 2 is 7. So I know that 7/14 equals 1/2. I see that 8/14 is bigger than 7/14. So I know that this is larger than a half. Take a look at this one. What would usually be half of 18? Usually it would be 9. 9 times 2 is 18. We see that 9/18 is bigger than 4/18, so we know this is less than half. This means our bigger number was 4/7. Quick way to compare two numbers using 1/2. Try that today in our work. Nice job.